I told my father's new wife the truth about our estrangement. Now his entire family thinks I've ruined his second chance at happiness. When I received the text message from my father after 15 years of silence, I knew something was different. Not because he suddenly cared about me, but because he suddenly cared about me. Please don't ruin this for me, Rebecca Pert, his new wife. A woman who, according to my grandparents, believed our estrangement was simply the result of teenage friction and losing touch during college. A convenient fiction that erased the reality of my childhood. My earliest memory is my 4th birthday. I was waiting by the window for my father to arrive for the small party my aunt had arranged. He never came. When I asked my aunt why, she knelt down and whispered, "Sometimes it's hard for him to look at you." I didn't understand then, but as I grew older, the whispers became clearer. My mother had died giving birth to me, and my father believed I had killed her. He made this explicit when I was 12. After seeing me at a family gathering, he pulled me aside and said, "You have her eyes. Every time I see them, I remember watching the life drain out of hers because of you." Throughout my childhood, my father lived 20 minutes away but never attended a single school play, parent-teacher conference, or birthday. My aunt Part, his sister Pern, raised me with more love than I can express. But nothing filled the hole left by a father who looked at his child and saw only the woman he'd lost. After my high school graduation, he approached me in the parking lot. "I've fulfilled my legal obligations," he said. "The support checks stop now. Please don't contact me again." Those were the last words he spoke to me until Rebecca entered his life, according to my grandparents. Rebecca was horrified when she discovered my father had a daughter he never mentioned. She insisted on meeting me, convinced our relationship could be repaired. My father reluctantly arranged a dinner at their home, begging me beforehand to keep the past in the past. Rebecca greeted me with a warmth that made my chest ache. She'd prepared my favorite meal, information extracted from my grandparents, and created a photo wall featuring the few childhood photos of me she could find. Her eyes shone with anticipation of healing a family rift she didn't understand. "I am so glad you are here," she said, hugging me. "Your father has told me you two lost touch during your college years. Such a common story, but it's never too late to rebuild." I looked at my father, his eyes silently pleading. Then I looked at this kind woman who deserved to know the man she had married. "Rebecca," I said carefully, "I think you should know the actual reason we haven't spoken. My father has never been part of my life. He blamed me for my mother's death and told me repeatedly that he couldn't bear to look at me. He's never called me on my birthday, never attended a single event in my life, and his last words to me after high school were to never contact him again." The color drained from her face. She turned to my father, who couldn't meet her eyes. "Is this true?" she whispered. His silence was answer enough. I left shortly after. When days the calls began, parent from my grandparents, from extended family, even from my aunt who raised me. As a man had an opinion, I should have kept quiet. I had ruined his second chance at happiness. I had acted out of vengeance instead of grace. My aunt, torn between her love for me and her brother, said, "I understand why you told the truth, but I wish you had found another way." 3 weeks later, Rebecca called me. She and my father were in counseling. She thanked me for my honesty and asked if someday we might try again, parent this time with the truth as our foundation. I don't know what will happen with their marriage. I don't know if my father will ever truly face what he did, but for the first time in my life, I didn't carry his secret for him. I didn't pretend his rejection was my fault. And that feels like the beginning of my own healing. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do, parent, for yourself and for other parent, is to speak a truth that no one wants to hear.